Hey guys, it's Neutral Prune and welcome back to my channel for another Kingdom Hearts video. It's kind of bittersweet to do this because for one, I'm excited because there's actually news about Kingdom Hearts, and it's been like a long drought. However, the news potentially is a little bit more sad as we now technically have a confirmation that Kingdom Hearts is reaching its end. And obviously I wanted to talk about it and give my thoughts about it so that everyone is. I would have done this the day it happened, but lots of personal things going on in my life. But let's just jump into this and read exactly what Nomura was talking about. He was being interviewed by this news article called Young Jump. They usually cover, I'm assuming from the title, just manga and anime, but they actually were talking to Nomura. And it wasn't just about Kingdom Hearts, you know, it was about Final Fantasy and stuff, but I just wanted to strictly talk about Kingdom Hearts. It's my favorite thing. So, move into here. We have this. Many of your works have complex settings, but how do you manage to bring them all together from when you have to record the voice lines? And then Nomura responds, honestly, I don't think they understand everything either on the day of recording. And the staff, other than myself, explain the settings and characters to the voice actors during recording. They sometimes ask me to confirm it. It's okay to do it like that. And there are times when I have to say, no, it's not okay. Laughs. But there's no way around it because I'm the only one who understands the parts of the characters that haven't been drawn. So I'm the only one who can think about the complex story and all the different directions it could go. On the other hand, I also actively encourage the staff to question and point things out to me, which is great. Again, nice little kind of knowledge of what goes on behind the scenes. Is there something like a setting reference book? I have some things that I personally write down to remember, including periods that are not depicted. I write down the footsteps of important people in future developments, which is common knowledge, right? I'm sure like even like you guys at home, like if you have a story in your mind, like you will write down that stuff, so that makes a lot of sense. So you don't share that information. Of course not, I keep that to myself. I do make sure that the staff know what they need to know by writing setting explanations all at once in the middle of the scenario. Okay. In the Kingdom Hearts series, there are many foreshadowing elements that span the series. So how do you keep track of those? How does Nomura keep all of this knowledge, right? Now, a lot of series, they usually have a, like a Bible, right? And they just have a bunch of information down, which, I mean, I would love to, for instance, know what is like, what is the creator of One Piece, Oda, like how the hell does he remember all that stuff? So this is actually interesting. As I've mentioned previously, I write a lot in my notes, but I also make sure the staff remember, and I like watching videos. So I watch playthrough videos and reviews on YouTube, basically rather than looking back at my notes. I make sure the staff remembers what happens in past titles. The way he phrases that almost sounds like he quizzes the staff on what happened, but that's just how I read it. Okay, so that's actually cool. Like obviously Nomura, he is going ahead and looking at people's videos, right? So like lore videos, speculation, which is awesome. Like I feel like everyone, if you create something so popular, you would have to look into that stuff. It would first of all help you remember because there's a lot of stuff, but just to see what the community is talking about, right? This year, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link is also scheduled for release on mobile devices. Do you have any concerns that by developing important stories for apps and portable game consoles, you will end up with more players who can't keep up with the story? This is also very interesting. Honestly, I do. Laughed. That's why we're developing a story that takes place in a time frame that's much earlier than the Kingdom Hearts timeline on consoles. However, as people say, the newly announced Kingdom Hearts 4 is really more like Kingdom Hearts 13, as there are natural connections even with non-numbered titles. Obviously, just technically Kingdom Hearts 4 is Kingdom Hearts 13 because it's including everything. For some reason in the community, there's always this misconception, at least more so in the past, that, oh, you don't need to play those, the non-numbered titles. And I'm like, that makes no sense. But there are natural connections even with non-numbered titles, and I think that will allow people to enjoy the series even more deeply. I presume he means the Kingdom Hearts 4 is the 13th series, yeah. Let me start doing this. It's just easier to find. However, this time both Kingdom Hearts Missing Link and Kingdom Hearts 4 have been created with a stronger focus on being new titles rather than sequels. For example, as a new experiment, we have had staff who have not been involved in the Kingdom Hearts series before participate in writing the scenario. Of course, I will be editing it in the end, but I don't think it will be positioned as a work that needs to be done in the sense that the writer who has this is a lot. The writer who has never been involved in the Kingdom Hearts series is creating a new base. After all, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link is better described as a blank history, so it is also based on the premise that there are things missing, and if you know about it, you can enjoy it more deeply. Which is like, yeah, like everything revolving around Missing Link. I kind of went in it in one of my videos that this is all new stuff that like has not been revealed through the games. Like in the games, the main games, we have these little crumbs of Union Cross, like the other mobile game. But Missing Link, like there's no connections as of right now, because it's just lost to the time of Kingdom Hearts and the lore, right? Just that's interesting. And obviously, so yeah, I mean, we're having new people work on Kingdom Hearts to give it more of a new take that, like, you know, the writer doesn't exactly know everything, right? It's not Nomura, so they won't have to be like, here's a scenario and then let me make a reference to something that happened, I don't know, in Kingdom Hearts 2, which is good and bad. But again, like he did say, that stuff still happened. Like this isn't refresh. It's just if you know what happened before, it adds to it, which is good. Just as it is difficult to catch up with a long-running manga series. Oh wait, let me do this. From the very first title, the Kingdom Hearts series has so many titles that it seems to have the same problem. What are your thoughts in regards to new fans that might try playing the series? This is interesting. That's why I'd like to know. He laughs. As I mentioned earlier, I think of Missing Link in Kingdom Hearts 4 as a kind of reset. I felt like I'd finished with Kingdom Hearts 3 and wanted to start again. So I've brought in new writers and even changed the logo to make it easier for new people to get involved. This is interesting. So obviously, yeah, the new logo, Missing Link, and this just being a jump-in point, which is interesting. But I can see it, right? Because Missing Link, new characters except for some from the past. Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to have new characters, but some from the past. That's interesting. It's, you know, it's like, wow, like a reset. It's not obviously a reset. Like it's not like this is a new beginning. Nothing else happened. So that's what the change of the logo was about. Nomura says, let's see. If you remember how the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 goes, you'll understand that Sora ends up like that because he's resetting the story in a way. So, oh my god, this is so cool. I'm so happy that we have Kingdom Hearts news. So Kingdom Hearts 4 should be easier to get into than before. I think that if you like the series, you'll feel like this is it. But I'm also hoping that as many new players as possible will play it, which happens all the time. It'd be weird. Like I couldn't imagine seeing a game titled 4 and jumping in, but it happens. Okay, at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts, there is a monologue that goes, I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this real or not? What does that mean? Nomura says, the name Quadratum didn't exist at the time, but the idea was there. It was a long preparation for the day when I would reach this point. So I'm so curious what people think about this specific quote, because if you've been in this community for a long time, a lot of people don't like Nomura's writing. They think he just makes things up as he goes, which, you know, when you have a series that goes this long, you can't not do that sometimes, in my opinion. And I don't see what's so bad. Now, obviously, if you're adding stuff that makes no sense, that like breaks lore, which I don't think Kingdom Hearts has done that personally. If you think so, please let me know in the comments. But I you know, I like to see this, and it's like, okay, you know, that makes sense. Like that's such a weird quote in Kingdom Hearts 1 that fits with that, you know, that the essence and mystique, that why we love Kingdom Hearts. what does it mean? Like it's never technically established in that the game. So this is interesting. Okay. So it was actually foreshadowing that took 20 years. Then do you see a future where the Kingdom Hearts series will be completed? Oh boy. Which is, wow. Okay. If this isn't a dream, then I only have a few years left until I retire. And it's looking like, will I retire or will I finish the series first? Laughs. However, I'm making Kingdom Hearts 4 with the intention of it being a story that leads to the conclusion. Now, that's it for that. So I'll go back to this. That is so interesting, right? So Kingdom Hearts 4 is the start, is going to start and lead to the conclusion. So this saga, right? The Lost Master saga, I think it was called. So again, saga, that's not a trilogy. I feel like if it was 3 games, it would be, say, trilogy. Saga, so that includes missinglink. Most likely 5. Now a few years left. Nomura, now obviously he's old, not super old, but I've actually, how old is Nomura? Let me see. Nomura age. Wow. Okay, so he's 53 years old. And then if we look up retirement age in Japan, 65. So there's still a lot of time left for that. And, you know, it makes sense. Like, all good things have to come to an end. It's interesting that he says, like, will this series end before I retire, or will I retire once it's gone? Will I retire or will I finish the series first? Right. And that, I think that's why they're trying to get these people to work on Kingdom Hearts that have no idea. Like I definitely could see 2 points, right? That this series ends with him and it's just done with. It's kind of like Smash in a way, from Nintendo, but Super Smash Bros. Will come back eventually, I feel, whether Sakurai is involved. It's tricky, right? It's same thing with this. Like, Nomura's art and style is so unique that wouldn't be the same without him. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. I'm sure he would approve it, even if he's retired, right? Like, they'll say, like, oh, how does this look? Oh yeah, it looks good. Like, it depends. It'd be very different, and that's why it's so interesting. But it's so weird to think, like, oh, I just made this video, like, why I'm excited for the future, and then here comes this news from Nomura that, well, the future's ending. There's potentially an end to no more Kingdom Hearts, which, you know, there's a lot of games. There's 13 so far, and they live up. Like, they're not, like, I can go back to each one and think it's fine. Some you kind of can't, like Union Cross, you can't go back to that because that's a whole issue. So hopefully they remake it or something. And then 358, again, like, whenever you have games for older systems, as time goes on, it's difficult to play. Of course, there's, you know, the cutscenes in the collection, which is what's technically important, but the game itself, like, over time, it will be lost if you don't have access to, like, the hardware. Of course, there's emulation, but yeah, man, I mean, it's interesting to know. Makes sense. No one has been working for years. He deserves his retirement. He has contributed to so much, not just Kingdom Hearts, but I think now 2nd favorite series of all time, Final Fantasy 7 more so. Like, I fell in love with 7 Remake Rebirth, and he helped design those characters, so he's done a lot. And this is the end. What a time, what a journey you and I have had, as and some Secret of Darkness said. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about that and what I think about it. I hope you all have a good one, and let me know what you think about these comments, because it's been really mixed, depending on, like, what you think is going to happen. And It's exciting, but also sad. You got some news, and now it's like, well, you know, your favorite thing ever is ending. Imagine how One Piece people feel. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Take care.